do most tech companies make money today? They give away a free product and they use your personal information.
You are the product.
You are the product, that's right. So you use Facebook or you use Instagram, you use a free product and they get personal information about you and your habits. And they take that information and they monetize it. So the logical extension of that fact would be that the more information they obtain about you, the better they will be at monetizing that information. So that means that large companies are trying their very best to know everything about you. The harder they survey you, the better their surveillance, the more profitable they will be. And companies' primary objective is to be as profitable as possible, meaning that tech companies and large companies, by extension, which are basically government, because government have their fingers in all of them, want to spy on you as much as possible. The reason they want to do that is to build a pattern of your behavior. And they use that pattern of your behavior to predict how you're going to spend money, or predict how they can make you spend money. If we show him this type of advert at this time, for this length of time, he's more likely to spend than if we don't, because of all the other millions of people who fit his profile, this was the most reactive type of advertisement. If you accept all of that to be true, then you must accept the next logical extension to that, which means if they have all this information on your patterns and how they can make money from you, they must be trying to change your patterns. They must have pattern A type of person who is worth $11.59, and pattern B type of person who is worth $9.22. How do we make the pattern B people act like the pattern A people? What do they do different? How can we change the algorithm or the app to make the pattern Bs be more like the pattern As so we can make more money? If the goal of a business is forever profit, they want to forever survey, and they want an ideal customer. And if they understand your patterns of behavior, they must be trying to influence your patterns of behavior. The next logical extension to that is, we're living in a world where not only are we being spied on with absolutely everything, every single thing we use is trying to change us, and change how we think, and change how we act.
Could we argue that's how you make your hundreds of millions, change your people against the matrix to the free
100%. So you have me, who is particularly eloquent and concise.
Concise is one that you are not.
Compendious. I'm good at talking, but now we have machines doing it. So we're talking about the future and AI. People say, what do you think about AI? I think AI is going to change how we all think and act. I'm not worried about what the machines are going to do. I'm worried about what you're going to do. You as a person. I'm worried about what the people are going to do when the AI becomes good enough to truly turn the pattern Bs into the pattern As. How do we make all the people who understand the truth believe Andrew's a human trafficker? How do we make people believe the news again? What disaster do we need to come up with? What words do we need to type in which order? In which order do we have to show them the different articles for it to be a logical continuation in their brain for them to come to the conclusion we want them to come to? I'm not worried about what AI is going to do on its own. I'm worried about what it's going to do to all of us. Because that's how they're making money now, is by surveying us and controlling us. And yeah, I'm one man with a mouth, and I'm pretty good. But to compete against machines into the future, I'm only going to lose. So when you talk about money matrix, it just reminded me about how surveillance capitalism, I guess that's the only capitalism we have now, is surveillance capitalism. I guess I would like to, and I'm doing this on the fly, so I don't know, but what is communism? Communism is spying on absolutely everything somebody does to make sure they adhere to the correct creeds so they can make a living. Surveillance capitalism is spying on absolutely everything somebody does so you can make as much money as possible from them, but if they don't do the right things, you'll delete their ability to exist as a human. I'm sure somebody with a little bit more time than I could draw up the comparisons between surveillance capitalism and communism. Are we kind of reaching the same place? You're spied on, absolutely.
We don't even have capitalism anymore in the true definition of the word. Where do we? Where do we have free, fair markets and free competitive forces?
That's right. And if a government's primary objective every single day is to get more and more control, which is all it is, it all ends in communism anyway. Is surveillance capitalism just another path towards the same thing? Every day, the government passes new laws. Every week, every month, whatever. Have you ever seen the government take a law away? So over time, they just get more and more and more and more control. They don't take laws away, they just add new ones on top. Where does that end? If you have 100 marbles and I take one away every day, it ends at 0. It doesn't matter if it takes a while, but that's where we end up, right? So the governments are all going to try and end up with us in some form of slavery. You can call it communism, you can call it something else. But this money matrix, you talk about surveillance capitalism, I don't think that's far off communism anyway. I don't think anybody, you're right, we have no free and fair markets, we have no freedom of speech. We just talked about the freedom of society and how garbage that is. Democracy is a scam, that's a lie, because they influence and control the media, if the voting machines work.